All right, good early or rather late afternoon, early evening. This is Mr. Russo from the Toronto Catholic District School Board coming to you live from 80 Shepherd Avenue East from the Catholic Education Center, also known as the Toronto School Board office. So we are a couple minutes early, and I'm just looking at the chat area, and I'm monitoring to see if, yeah, we've got some viewers. Awesome. Hello again, this is Mr. Russo. And depending on who's watching, I wanted to highlight that there are two different e-learning programs. There's the day e-learning program, and that would be for Toronto Catholic students that would be taking a grade 11 or 12 course as part of their regular timetable. And the other program is through the Continuing Education Department and is known as the e-class program. So really, this is just an opportunity to share as much information as possible about both of our e-learning programs here at the board and officially welcome everyone. So I'm just going to continue to monitor the chats and wait for any questions to come in. And I'll wait for a few more viewers or not. And then, because you can always review this at a later time, I will be sharing it. And so I wanted to take a few moments here today just to introduce myself and let you know that I know this is an e-learning course that you're registered and enrolled in, but there is a face and there is a person behind this program, and that's me. So should you have any questions, should you need to get clarification on anything, you can simply email me, which is the quickest way to get a hold of me. And what I'll do is I'll take a minute here and I will try to create this banner that'll go right across the screen here. So if I can just have a minute. All right. Color. We'll go with red. Okay. And turn it on. All right, there we go. So now you have access to more information. And the phone is ringing, and I won't be able to pick that up right now. Sorry. So in terms of what we wanted to do today, what I wanted to do today was obviously introduce myself, and I've done that. But I also wanted to let you know that, as the technology-enabled learning and teaching contact and the vice principal that overlooks and supports the day e-learning program, but also the principal of the continuing education e-class program, basically anything e-learning can be supported through me. So there's my email address, joe.russo@tcdsb.org. And right now, I just wanted to remind everyone about the basics, and that is, how do I log in? Where is the site? Blah, blah, blah. All that important basic stuff that we need to make sure you know how to do. And there are questions coming in. Awesome. I will address them shortly. In the meantime, what I want to do is I want to show you how to access your e-learning course. So I'm just going to share my screen. Okay, so what you see in front of you here, what's being displayed is the Toronto Catholic District School Board e-learning login page. And the website is tcdsb.elearningontario.ca. That's tcdsb.elearningontario.ca. And so if we're talking about the day e-learning program, which basically only Toronto Catholic District School Board students can be a part of and register for, then you would select the login button that is called or labeled Login TCDSB Students and Faculty. Okay? For E-Class students that are non-Toronto Catholic students, then you would just simply click on this login button, which is Login Non-TCDSB Students and Guests. So let's clarify here what your login information is. So for Toronto Catholic students, when you click on the login button, your username and password is the same as your network username and password. So if you wanted to, in a school, when you're in a Toronto Catholic District School Board school space, and you're trying to, let's say, log into a computer that is a board computer, or let's say you wanted to connect to the Wi-Fi within the school, you would be using your network username and password. This is the same login that you would be using for this website. Okay? For non-Toronto Catholic students, your username is your OEN number, which can be found on a report card, on your timetable. Remember, it's not your student number. It is your OEN number. Okay? And then in terms of a password, for E-Class students that are non-Toronto Catholic, if you need a password, obviously you need a password to get in, you would have to contact me directly, and then I will confirm that you've been successfully registered, you've completed the registration process, and then I will issue you a password. Okay, for Toronto Catholic students, if you need a password reset, you simply have to go to a teacher within your school, your day school, your TCDSB day school, and just ask them to change your password. And then that password change will take effect on this website, and then there you go. Okay? So if you were to email me for a password reset, Toronto Catholic students, I would have to ask you to go back to your schools and approach one of the teachers in your school, and they will reset your password. Okay? So right now, I'm going to take you into the eLearning site, and I'm going to show you how to find your course. So I'm going to select Login. Okay, so you'll notice that I'm going to go directly into the eLearning site. And the reason being is because I'm on a computer that is the board computer. It's a board computer, and I'm connected to the board's network. So we've enabled a service that allows you to go directly into your platform, into the eLearning platform, because it recognizes you as being a Toronto Catholic either student or staff member. If you were at home and you selected the login button, it would ask you for your username and password. And the same thing goes for non-TCDSB students. There is no connection to your profile. So you're going to have to always enter your username and password. Okay. You'll notice here, as soon as you log in, the first thing I did on the homepage is I created a widget, and I labeled it as student support sessions. And that's what they are. Whether you're not able to connect with your teacher, whether you're in need of a question being asked and answered, whatever it is that you need, I will try to have these sessions frequently enough that you can jump in live and ask your question, okay? Or if you need to review them, I will have them here as little tiles as we complete these sessions, and you can just select. What I'll do is I'll include in the title the actual date of the session, so you know which ones you've watched and which ones you haven't. But please, if you can, I will post the dates of the live sessions, and if you need to make that commitment to rearrange your schedule and join me online to get those points of clarification or to ask your question, there's another opportunity to connect with me, okay? All right, so right now, once you've logged in, you've landed on the home page, there's no need to get distracted in terms of busyness. What you need to do is go to the top of the page. There is a link here, or rather a drop-down menu, and it's called Select a Course. When you go and select a course, what you're going to need to do is just enter day, 1718 Sem 1. And the reason why I'm giving you a little bit of a tip here is because as a Toronto Catholic student, you may have a lot of courses in your drop-down menu because we create courses to match your timetable, but again, they're not always online, but this course is definitely online. So once you enter day 1718 Sem 1, all one word, just hit the search button here. And then you'll see the list of courses that are going to appear for me because I've got all of them because I manage all these courses. But for you, you would see the one course that you're registered in. And then all you have to do to make it easy for you next time is there's a little pin here that you can select, and then it changes color. Once it changes color, then that means that course has been pinned up, and so in the drop down, it will always be easily visible to you, so you don't have to search for it again. And then all you have to do is click on that course and go into that course. Okay? Now, I'm not going to go into a course because these courses are active and I don't want to share any information within those courses. So what I'll do is I will try to find a practice course. Okay? Russo practice. Let's see what comes up here. Okay. So it may not be the best looking course, but this is a space where I go in and I play around. But again, they're all the same spaces. So what I'll do is I will go into this course. I don't know what it looks like, so hopefully it's not too experimental in looking. So you'll notice here that, wow, okay. You'll notice here that this is the general template of your course. Should your teacher change the way this looks, that's fine. But there are very constant components to your course. And really, we call these components widgets. So you've got the news item right here on the left-hand side. Your teacher may have a calendar set up with different events. You're going to want to make sure that you're up to date with your calendar. There's also a content browser that could be on the side here. And lastly, there's all of these links that take you to different parts of the course. So if you want to visit the content area, you would click on content. And then there's different pages that identify the different units and then the different content within the units, so on and so forth. What I want to do right now is I want to show you the class list. So if you go to class list, the reason why I'm going to class list, and hopefully I have someone there. So I go into class list. Now, this is just because I'm showing you for the sake of an example, but for you guys, you're going to see a whole bunch of students. But the one thing you need to identify is under role as a column here, you want to look for teacher, because whoever is assigned the role of teacher is your teacher. Everyone else will be a student. If you want to contact them, it's very easy. Once you've found that they are the teacher, just click on their name. So as soon as you click on their name, you'll notice that a window opens up, and you've basically you're in the process of composing an email to your teacher. Okay, so notice, however, that this teacher has an e-learning email. So everyone in a course is going to be given an e-learning email. So this is not a Gmail, this is not a Hotmail, this is not anything like that. This is an email that is an email address that is designed for you to stay within the course. So your emails cannot go externally to a Gmail. Your emails can only go from within your course to your teacher or to your students, your fellow students. It can't go to your mom, your dad, your friends. So that's a very important point that I want to stress here. So your email address that comes with you being in this online course is an email that's generated in association to your course and your profile within the e-learning site. It is not an external email site. So right now, my email address is joe.russo@tcdsb.org. If you wanted to email me using your e-learning address, it won't go through. You're going to have to use a different email address, like a Gmail, a Hotmail, an Outlook, whatever it is you have. And that external email address can email me at joe.russo@tcdsb.org. Okay? So that's contacting your teacher, knowing where your class lists. We've identified the location of the content. Another thing we could do is, how do you submit your work? So if we go to Dropbox, so Dropbox is, again, in the navigation bar up at the top here. And you'll notice that in this setup, the course has been set up and all these different Dropboxes are set up. So if your teacher says, hey, your work is due, I don't know, September 20th, then you'll know the due date because it'll say here on the right-hand side. And then all you have to do is you click on the folder, and basically all you're doing is uploading an item and submitting. You'll also get a submission receipt to your email, and that way you know it's been submitted. Okay? All right. Should your teacher allow you to, or set up and make available opportunities for discussion amongst yourselves as students and also with the teacher, then there's also another link called discussions. And so with discussions, again, straightforward, you would go into the actual forum and then you would create a discussion thread. Well, the discussion thread rather will be created for you, but you will be posting to those threads and responding to other students and to the teacher and so on and so forth. Great place to interact and collaborate and really understand people's thinking and their ideas, and you can share ideas and build on each other's ideas and give each other feedback. Great space. Okay, but again, look for direction from your teacher as to the opportunities that could be available through discussions. Okay, so folks, right now, we've pretty much identified the basics, and really the basics are what you need to get through starting your course. And then the day-to-day, of course, you can always ask your teacher, and you can always get clarification from them if you've got any technical stuff that you can't figure out, which, now that I mention, I want to highlight. I'm going to go back to the home page. Okay, I'm going to go back to the home page, and I am going to just remind you that, although I highlighted the live sessions that are included in the widget at the top, what you're going to want to do is you scroll further down, and this is the last point before I go to the chat area. You're going to want to scroll down the page, okay? And on the right-hand side, you'll notice that there is another widget, and it's called D2L Support. So right now, if you have any kind of technical issues with your own computer, if there's anything going on that you're having any kind of problems within your course related to you navigating your course, and you think it's related to your computer, then you're going to want to contact D2L, and there's an email there. There's also a phone number, and then they'll ask you questions about your browser, if it's been updated, and so on and so forth. So they would be your first stop in terms of technical support. But in terms of passwords, we've already reviewed, and I'll review this for one last time. The password accommodation or support, TCDSB students, your passwords can be reset at your day school by your teachers. Okay, non-TCDSB students, you email eregister@tcdsb.org, or you would email myself, and then we would help you out. Okay, so right now I'm going to stop sharing, and I'm going to go to the chat area and review some of the questions. Okay, so first question. What would happen if you were a TDSB student and took an online TCDSB class and failed it? Would you be able to do the course again in school again or not? Definitely. So if you're a non-Toronto Catholic student, then first of all, what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to bring your report card from the TCDSB to your guidance counselor and let them know you've attempted the course. And then, yeah, they'll allow you to take it. If you don't bring that report card over, your profile won't get updated. They won't know, but it will be associated with your OEN number. And so should you apply to college or university, there will be record that you did take the class. Okay? Okay, Manny, hello, I have a question. I keep trying to log in, but it doesn't seem to work. I signed up on Toronto Catholic and I got an email recently stating that I should try again. But this time when I logged in, okay, we're gonna try not to use any inappropriate language. Okay, Manny? So in terms of the issues you're having with your login, just again, send me an email directly. I'll put my email up here. Okay. And I know you can see it on the screen, but I'll put it in the chat area as well. So Manny, it depends. If you're a Toronto Catholic student and you're having login issues, if you've reset your password with your teachers at your Toronto Catholic school, and you're still not able to log in, then you have to let me know, and then send me an email. That way I can work on it, obviously not now during this broadcast, but I can work on it after the fact. If you're a non-Toronto Catholic student, I don't know if you've successfully registered for eClass. I don't know if that whole process is complete. If you've received an acceptance email, in the acceptance email, it would include further details and next steps. So Manny, what you're gonna have to do is you're gonna have to email me and let me know which program you're a part of. Let me know what your username is. If you're non-Toronto Catholic, it would be your OEN. If you're Toronto Catholic, your username you should know. And that's it. Okay. So folks, the last thing I'll mention here is for Day eLearning students. So the Day eLearning program officially begins on Monday. And your teachers right now in the background are setting up your course. So it's not that they're not online and it's not that they're not ready to interact with you. It's just that officially the course begins 1 week later, which is on the Monday. Now, last thing I'll mention, which has to do with anyone and everyone taking an online course, no matter where you're at, okay? An online course is just that. It's an online course where you're not in a physical space with other people. So if it creates an illusion for you that you can check in whenever you want, that's not the case. You need to log in every day. You need to keep in regular contact with your teacher. Should you not, it's the same as day school. I will have to reach out. Your teacher will have to reach out. And if there's enough consecutive absences, you will be removed from the program. Okay, that's not a punishment or a consequence. That's just the rules that the Ministry of Education passed along to us and all Ontario school boards. So you're going to want to make sure that you're logging in regularly. And the best thing you can do is, again, be present online. Log in regularly, keep in contact with your teacher, keep in contact with your classmates, keep your calendar up to date, make sure that you know when things are due, make sure you know that if your teacher is not online at the same time that you are, then make sure you get ahead of what's going on and post your questions through email as early as possible, and maybe let them know as a student, say, sir, miss, I would really appreciate some feedback by Thursday. I'll have a chance to work on it again, and let them know where you're at, because I know that teachers are incredibly supportive, and again, knowing what you need and letting them know what you need helps them very much in helping you. So that's it. I'm going to look at the chat again. If there are no other questions, I just want to thank you for jumping in and joining our session. Hoping that you'll have a wonderful semester, a very successful experience for yourselves and for your classmates and your teacher. And I'm here. I'm here if you need the help. I'm here if you need any questions answered, any kind of direction. And it's joe.russo@tcdsb.org. All right. And that's it. Bye for now.